Wait, before I get started, I am not an expert. Let me repeat. I am not an expert. I'm just sharing my experience with how I cured my acne, what helped for me, and I'm just letting you know so you guys are informed in case you guys are curious. Okay, so honestly, this is the cutest that I can get for you guys because it's fucking hot and a bitch is sweating, and I was like trying to do something cute with my hair, but like I just could not. I could not. Like, I was not with it. So I'm barefaced today. I had like eyebrow gel on, but I'm pretty sure I wiped that all off because I was like wiping sweat off my eyebrows. But so let's just get started. So my skin right now, it's pretty damn clear to me. Like, this is the clearest my skin has ever been in terms of acne. Like, I have one right here and one right here, but that literally just came yesterday and it's probably gonna go away. I popped this one this morning, which I know I shouldn't, but I'm a popper. So I've had acne since I was end of 8th grade, beginning of freshman year high school. So since then I've had acne. I feel like it was less, it was like a little bit, and then it just became like super cystic acne. I had cystic acne all over my cheeks. Like, it was so bad. I had it on my forehead at one point because I got bangs, and that shit was a mess. I'm never getting bangs ever again. But I was literally always on my cheeks, or like around my lip, or like on my, I never really got it on my chin, but I got it like around my mouth, like this area. And then recently, last year, I started getting breakouts on my jawline and on my chin, and that shit was weird because I've never had acne on my jawline and stuff. So being that I had acne since 8th grade, so I don't even know how old you are in 8th grade, like what, 13? So for about 10 years, like a little over 10 years, it's like really like it's bad, especially when you're going through your teens, or like when you're going through college. I feel like college was when it was like really bad for my skin, and it sucks. Like, it makes you feel so insecure, it makes you feel so ugly, it makes you feel like shit, because like people who don't break out are so lucky, like who've never experienced like cystic acne, hormonal acne, like just a bunch of acne on their face ever, or like texture of the skin. Like, y'all are fucking lucky, okay? Because it makes you feel like shit. You don't want to go out, you feel just ugly, like you dead ass just feel really ugly. So, and just so insecure. So I wish I had pictures, but it's all on my desktop, and it crashed, so all of those pictures are gone, all those memories are gone. But I had literally cystic acne all over my cheeks, like legit. It was so bad. You can ask any of my friends, you can ask my mom. My mom was so worried, like, what is happening to my daughter, whatever. But I started Accutane when I was 17, I believe. Yeah, I was 17 because I was a senior in high school, and I really wanted to clear my acne for prom. Like, prom was my main goal. Girl, I did so much shit for prom. I saved so much money for prom. I tried to get rid of my acne for prom. I worked out for prom. Okay, I look good as hell going to the gym every goddamn day, but that ain't about that's not my life. Anywho, so I went on Accutane when I was about 17. I tried everything. First, I was on antibiotics. I was on minocycline, and it worked so well for me for about 3-4 months, but I noticed that I became allergic to it. Like, I'm allergic to minocycline or any cycline that is out there. But it did help clear my acne. I just was like literally allergic to it. Every time I came home, I remember in the winter, I would get like rashes all over my legs, all over my body, and I just thought it was because it was like dry and cold and I would wear jeans, so I just thought like my legs were just having a reaction to the jeans, but which I don't know. And then I would get literally my lips would swell up. You know that episode of the Kardashians when they're on vacation and Kris Jenner's lips swell up? That was dead ass me. Like, both of my lips, like top and bottom, swelled up. I looked crazy. Like, that shit was so scary. I was like, what? Like, I looked like a blowfish, but worse. Like, a blowfish was cuter than me. It was ridiculous. Like, I became so allergic to it, and I realized that it was from the antibiotics. I thought it was like some fucking chapstick I used, or like the jeans I was wearing, but it was, I found out it was the antibiotics because I had told my doctor, and my doctor was like, maybe you should cut it out and see if like it does anything. And of course it did, because I was allergic to the bitch. So that sucked, because it literally cleared my skin up so much. I was not breaking out for 2 months, because it literally took effect after a month. And then I was really fucking bummed, because my skin was finally clearing out, but I was allergic to the medication that helped my skin clear up. So the dermatologist suggested to me about Accutane, and honestly I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, oh, I didn't research it. I was just like, you know what, anything to literally like help me out. But first, before she put me on Accutane, she put me on birth control for about 6 months. And so I got on birth control. She was like, let's try birth control first, since your like acne is hormonal, let's try that first. So I went on birth control, and we waited 6 months. I was on birth control for 6 months, and you need to be on birth control anyways for Accutane, so whatever. But she was just saying, like, if the birth control helps, then I don't have to go on Accutane. The birth control helped a little bit, but not really. Like, I was still bringing out OD. Like, dead ass, my skin was still fucked up. Like, it was not cute. So I ended up going on Accutane, and at first we started off like 20 milligrams, then 50, then 70, and then 80. And then I went up as high to 120, but I only did 120 for a month because my cholesterol went through the roof. So I went back down to 80 milligrams. So I went on Accutane, and honestly it cleared my skin up so much. I was so happy. Like, if I have pictures, then I'm gonna insert pictures from prom, because oh my god, like, my skin was so nice. It was clear, my makeup looked good, it was smooth, like, it was great. What I experienced from Accutane was just really dry skin. Like, my skin, like my whole entire body was dry as hell. My face, my lips were so crusty. Oh my god, I would have to lather on chapstick, like, legit for like 10 minutes, like a gunk of chapstick for my lips to feel moisturized, and it would get dry so quick, so quick. The only thing that helped me was the Bite Agave lip mask. You can find that at Sephora, but by then, when I found out, it was the second time I had gone on Accutane, and then, like, you know, like, I was already off, whatever. Let me continue with the story. So, I was on Accutane twice. So my senior year, I was on Accutane. My face cleared up. I remember I started, after like a month of being on it, I started looking at YouTube reviews, like looking at people who've been on Accutane, and they've had such a tremendous like change. But I saw that they had like different complications, like health complications, like someone's back hurt, or like they started losing hair. Some people went into depression. Luckily I didn't have any of that. And then one of my friends in high school at the time was also on Accutane. She had started, and she was already like 4 months in, I believe, or 6 months in. I think it was like an 8-month process. I was on it for 8 months, because I think it's usually 6 months and you just get higher dosage, but I couldn't go up. So my doctor just extended the time that I was on it. So instead of I was on 120 milligrams, that was the highest, but my cholesterol went up too high, so she put me back down to 80 milligrams. So she, I think it's milligrams, it's ml. So I think it's milligrams. But yeah, like, my friend was on it, so I started reviewing it, and I also told one of my other friends about it, because she also had acne, and she was also feeling the same way I was feeling, and I wanted to you know, help her out as well. So I told her about it and told her what I was on, and she went on it, and after she was taking it for 5 months, and then on the 5th month she started getting back pain, so she stopped taking it. But she's had no like health complications after that. Like she just stopped it, and she's also have now, like, ever since she took it, she never got breakouts. Like she only gets like a breakout when she's on her period, but other than that she doesn't really break out. So that's good. But I had to go on it for a second time because I had went to Cancun when I was 20, so like 3 years ago, and when I came back my skin just was crazy. Like it just broke out and it wouldn't go away. I tried so hard to like clear it up, and I didn't want to go back on Accutane, but I was just feeling so shitty about myself that I decided to go back on Accutane, and it's really helped, but my acne did end up coming back. So and I don't know why, like it's supposed to help. So last year, last year, like the beginning of last year, so January 2017-ish, or no, what am I saying, 2018, I like realized that I was getting really moody, really emotional, and like I would just start breaking out everywhere, and then I started breaking out on my chin, and I was like, oh hell no, what the fuck is this? So some way, somehow, I realized that it was my birth control that I was taking. I've been taking the same birth control. I was taking Leolda's FE for literally since I was 17 to 20. So I've been taking it for like, I've been taking it for longer, since 17 until like 21, 22, so like about 5 years. So I realized that it was my birth control that was making me moody, it was making me emotional, and I'm really not a moody or emotional person. Like I'm an Aries, but like I'm really not, you know. So I was so emotional. I also had just gotten into a relationship, and I was just being completely weird. Like I was just not myself. It was not, and I was like, why am I getting so sensitive at like the stupidest shit? So I realized it was my birth control, and I also started breaking out all over my face and all on my chin and my jawline. That never happened. I started getting breakouts, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like this is not happening. So I realized it was my birth control, and my friend who was on Accutane, also the one with the back pain, had told me that she switched to a lower dosage of birth control. So she recommended me this birth control that she was on because she doesn't break out on it, and it's not as emotional or moody. So, and we have like a similar like skin type and whatever situation. So I took her recommendation, and I switched my birth control from Leolda's FE to Janelle FE, and that literally helped my skin so much. I feel like birth control was really the main reason after Accutane that made me break out the way I broke out, because it was ridiculous. Like I was getting breakouts every like a huge amount of breakouts every 2 weeks. My skin would be clear for a week, and then literally the next week just breakouts. So like every time I cured it, it would come back. I lowered my dosage like of birth control, so I went from Leolda's FE to Janelle FE, and that literally helped the shit out of my skin. I was so proud. But yeah, that's how I like basically got the skin that I'm at today, and it took me over 10 years to do it, and I feel so much better about myself now. Honestly, I feel you for whoever is struggling with acne, because it sucks. It really fucking sucks, because you just feel so shitty. You feel like shit, and it just sucks, you know. But you're not alone, and I hope the things that I said and told you about, I hope my experience and how I became to get clear skin helped. And yeah, if you want to see more of me, please subscribe, like, and make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can see more posts of me, and we can also chat and interact. Thank you for watching. Bye.